Things are well underway for Democratic hopefuls here in Raleigh. Actress Kerry Washington visited recently to fire up supporters.
You live where it matters. No matter what I do in my home state, I will not have the same kind of impact that you guys have. And you have an enormous responsibility in your hands. And it has been 30 years since you guys have put a Democrat in the winning column. But I know that you will make that happen. I celebrate you guys. Remember that there will be times when it feels tough in the next 24 hours, but no one is asking you to do this for the next 20 years. People are asking you to do this for 24 days. That's it. That's what we need. And I don't know what else to say. I'm so grateful. I really, really, really am so grateful.
Oh, there it is. Hello, Shaw University. My name is Kevin Parkson. I'm joined with the lovely Miss Kerry Washington. How are you doing today?
I'm well. Hello, Shaw.
This is awesome. Now, of course, we are coming to you with our television show, Shaw University Roundtable. And
where's the table? Where's the table?
This is straight from the street, and then we're going to go back to the studio with the round table.
Okay.
So sooner or later, we're going to get Miss Washington into the studio with the round table, right?
Yes.
That is awesome. The first question I want to ask you is, have you visited any HBCUs during the 2008 Democratic campaign?
Absolutely. I've been to several, but just yesterday, I was at A&T for homecoming.
How was that?
It was super fun. There was a lot of dancing and eating, lots of good fish, North Carolina fried fish.
I asked that to ask this question. Do you feel that HBCUs are necessary in the election process? What I'm trying to say is, do we have enough voters turn out from HBCUs or enough aware voters at HBCUs?
I hope so. I mean, we're trying to do everything in our power to make sure that students at HBCUs are informed and registered and showing up at the polls. I mean, we really need it badly, especially in North Carolina. You know, this is an early voting state where we could potentially win this election in North Carolina before November 4th. But people have to show up to the polls, vote early, and make sure that they bring people with them and encourage their friends to vote.
Now that the deadline to register to vote in North Carolina has passed, what is going to be the most important pressing issue that the Democratic Party is going to be relaying to young voters here in North Carolina?
Well, you know, there are some places as part of the early voting. North Carolina is a very voter-friendly state, meaning that you can still show up starting on the 16th and you can register on the spot and vote. So right. That is still something that can be done. So people who aren't registered yet can still have a shot at participating in this process, which is so important. But I think, you know, the most important issues are the economy, obviously, education, healthcare, the war in Iraq. These are all issues that Barak Obama, to me, has a much more clear, informed, smart plan for the nation.
In one of your interviews, you said that you try not to let your political ideals influence the types of roles that you take. Because as long as the roles you're taking are true to reality, you're not perpetuating any types of stereotypes. What role are you playing in the Democratic campaign? Not just as someone who is a definite celebrity and getting people to vote, encouraging people to vote. What other roles are you playing in this campaign? Hopefully I didn't list any of them.
Well, no, I actually, you know, I don't think of what I'm doing right now as a role at all, because, you know, what I do for a living is I act and I become other people. But when I'm out here on the campaign trail, I'm not out here as Kerry Washington, the celebrity. I'm out here as Kerry Washington, the American. And all Americans, we have the right to participate in our democratic process. So this is probably the closest I come to not playing a role. This is just Kerry Washington, what I think, what I believe, who I would be, whether I did movies or not. I would be out here supporting the campaign.
I read that from every single one of the roles you've ever played, you always take a piece of something, whether it's a garment of clothing or a piece of furniture. What are you taking away from this campaign?
Hope. I'm taking away from this campaign hope and a commitment to change and the memories of participating in the most important time in my lifetime politically. You know, there will be, this is just to be able to share this experience one day with my kids, to be able to share it with my parents and my friends and family now. It's amazing to be participating in our country's history in this way. It's really wonderful. And all of you should be volunteering and participating as well, because you want to have bragging rights when you're old that you helped Barack Obama get in office. And you do not want to wake up on November 5th and think that there was anything you could have done and you didn't do it.
Lastly, I want to say congratulations on becoming one of L'Oreal's new spokespersons.
Thank you.
Do you feel that your influence in the Democratic campaign is going to have any type of effect, negative or positive, on your career as an actress?
You know, I don't know. It's hard to tell whether my participation in the campaign is going to upset people. I think, you know, some people think it's really great that I participate, and to some people, they don't like that I participate. But the bottom line is that as an American, I have a First Amendment freedom of speech, and I have not only a right, but a responsibility to participate in my government. And so I do that. I do that regardless of how it affects my career, because what's most important is how I live my life as a human being. My job comes second.
Any last thoughts, especially now that in North Carolina voting registration is over? What would you like to say to people who are registered?
For those of you who are registered, Barak your vote early, please, because if you vote early, that means that your vote will definitely be counted, because those early votes are with the officials. And so you want to vote early. You also want to vote early so that you can volunteer on November 4th and help people who are having a hard time getting to the polls, helping to supervise what's going on to the polls. And if you're not registered, show up, because you can register and vote on the spot during early voting period.
Well, Barak to the future.
Barak the vote, Barak to the future.
Thank you very much, Ms. Washington. We appreciate it. Thank you.